Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to today's video. Today, I'm going to be talking about the importance of tags. Tags are super important. Please, I warn you, do not overlook tags. Tagging and having a nice fresh tag is one of the foundational elements of your graffiti career, and that's why it's very important for you to have at least one really good tag. If you can't have multiple, fresh hand styles, try to have at least one good one. And even if it's that one good one that you repeat for your whole graffiti career, that will actually even strengthen your branding appearance, because it's going to get burned into the memories of viewers, of other writers. So having a fresh hand style is very important. I always think it's sort of interesting when writers could piece really dope, they could bomb really dope, or they could paint characters really good, or do realism super crazy, but yet they have this weak tag. It's sort of like it just looks interesting. And for me, I think for a lot of writers out there that I've talked to, at least in my community, in my area, it kind of brings writers down a notch. If you're this amazing person on all these harder things, well then why can't you do the easier stuff on a fresh level? So, and if you can't do fresh tags, insanely fresh, at least have one decent one that's okay, that gets by. Because in graffiti, as you mature and you become aware of all the graffiti elements, you're gonna start judging and critiquing artists based on how well-rounded they are. In graffiti, you want to be a well-rounded writer. I can't stress that enough. I mean, literally, some people will again, it's sort of like skateboarding, when people could do 360 flips, kick flips, heel flips. They could do everything, all the hard stuff, but yet they can't do the easy stuff like manuals and ollies and 180s, right? And again, it's important to be well-rounded, sort of like basketball. If you're a one-trick pony, you could just shoot threes, well then it's kind of like you're dope, you're good at shooting threes, but you can't dribble, you don't got ball control, you can't do layups, you can't pump fake, you can't all these things. So in graffiti, it's a very similar thing where you want to have all the elements, and that means tags, throwies, bombs, pieces, characters, backgrounds, and ultimately productions and murals. You could do everything. Yeah, again, tags and having a really good tag, it's very important. And tags come from all over the world. You could study hand styles from all over the world. And in fact, just by looking at a tag, I can tell where it came from. If it's done in a Philly hand style, if it's done in a San Francisco bus hopper hand style, if it's done in an LA style, you could sort of tell where the writer comes from, where they've been, where they got influence from, just off of their tag. So again, it goes to show that tagging, it's a science of its own. And writers, at least where I come from, we really value tags. So you can see here, I'm doing this Biggie, I think it's a Big L tag, one of my favorite rappers. So in this video, by the way, I'm doing hip hop, I'm doing rappers' names. I didn't know what to tag, and I needed something that I could do over and over. So I started doing rappers. So here's a Tupac tag. But look how I'm going around, and each one of my tags, I don't try to pretty it up and decorate it with a whole bunch of things. The new generation, for some reason, they love to decorate it with a bunch of quotes, stars, halos, dots, background stuff, and they take 30 seconds to a minute on a tag. That's way too long. Remember, a tag, just like I'm doing in these videos, I try to practice what I preach. The tag should be able to stand on its own. It shouldn't need a bunch of stars and dots and arrows and quotes. It should be able to stand just on the letter structure and the letter flow. We're gonna find those two things to be crucial elements in all forms of graffiti. Whether it's a tag, a throwy, a bomb, a piece, if it's got letter structure and letter flow, other graffiti writers are gonna respect that and respect you as a dope writer. Now, some things that I want to talk about with tags, going off on that note of quotes and arrows and stars and things, is flaring. You'll see that I'm doing what I'm doing in some of my tags, like how I did the quotes and how I did that underline there, is flaring. If you could flare your tags, Oh, that's like the most satisfying. Every writer is going to give you props, or at least give you some sort of credit, if you could flare your tags. Now what a flare is and you'll see me doing it here in this video, is when it goes from like a fat tag to a real thin line. If you could see my hands, it'll go start fat and then it'll thin out. So just like how I did that exclamation point right now, at the top it was fat, and at the bottom it got real thin. Flaring is one of the most satisfying things in graffiti. It's one of the most beautiful things of tags. Again, if you want my advice, master these three things for your tag, a few things for your tags: flaring, letter flow, letter structure. There has to be speed. I would say the most time you should spend on your tag is maybe 10 seconds. Now I know that probably sounds like, whoa, that's way too fast. No, that's actually spot on. If you're spending 30 seconds or a minute on your tag, that is way too long. You need to spend maybe 10 seconds. And that's why I said earlier, there's a structure and a science to tagging. You got to be able to get it up fast. It's got to be good. It's got to be legible. And as I said earlier, if you could flare it, if it's got letter flow and letter structure, you've got a successful tag. So if you want me to go further in depth about tags, Handstyle tutorials, and tag tutorials, let me know in the comment section below. I wanted to give a brief sort of like lesson on hand styles and the importance of them for this video, but I don't want to clog the full video with me babbling over it. I actually wanted to divide this video into two parts. The first part is the lesson of hand styles, and the second part is more of like an ASMR graffiti video where you get to just enjoy music, hand styles, tagging on a train. Oh, just like how I did that J and that U. But anyways, if you want me to do a more fuller tutorial, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll do a fuller video on the topic of hand styles and tagging. Other than that, I really hope you enjoy this video. I spent a lot of time on it. I love doing it. I love tagging. You could critique my tags, rate my tags 1 through 10. And if you like my videos, please hit that like button, drop a comment below, and as always, subscribe. That goes a really long way for me as a creator, and I always appreciate it. So again, I'll leave off on tags are supposed to be fast. It's the first impression you can make on other writers. It's got to be fresh. If you could flare, letter flow, and letter structure, you've got more or less a successful tag. And I would practice different letters, capital letters, lowercase letters, and practice different tips. Chisel tip markers, chisel tip tags are my favorite thing. I personally love them. I also just love like New York fat caps, like the dot, like a regular marker tip. But I don't want to babble too long. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of this video. Peace.